Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Nelson89, coming at you guys with a new video. This will be the first episode of some new episodes I'm starting called DTTS, Digging Through the Stacks. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through my CD collection and just maybe pull out an album by a specific artist, band, whatever, or just focus on a specific genre or something and just talk about it. Before I begin this video, if you come across this video, if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and also if you can, like the video. Surely would appreciate it. But let's get it started. So for this first episode, I decided I want to talk about one of my favorite hip-hop albums by one of my favorite hip-hop MCs, none other than Too Short. And MC from Oakland, California, been rapping since the early 80s. You know, he spent a few years releasing independent albums in Oakland. Then he finally got picked up by Jive, released a landmark album called Born to Mac that went gold. Then he released Life is Too Short, which was his first platinum record. Short Dogs in the House went platinum. I mean, he was like one of the first West Coast rap stars, and one of the first rap stars, period. But today I want to talk about his fourth major label album on Jive, which is Shorty The Pimp. Now, Shorty The Pimp, the first time I saw this record, man, was like back in probably 95, something like that. This older kid, I guess he was like a 5th grader or something, he came on the bus and he had this CD, and I remember the cover art really stuck out to me. The cover art just always stuck out to me, and I asked him who it was. He said it's Too Short. I asked him what does he rap about and things of that nature, and he's like, oh, he raps about pimping and sex and stuff like that. So you know, of course, at that age, I couldn't listen to nothing like that. At least my parents weren't gonna allow me to listen to nothing like that. But you know, a few years down the road, I got older. I knew who Too Short was by this time. You know what I'm saying? And I remember looking in the magazine, the Source magazine, and they were talking about classic hip-hop albums. And I seen this album in there. And I seen Too Short, Shorty The Pimp. And I was like, man, so Too Short is the one who made that album. I've been trying to find this record for years. And I went to Media Play. This when Media Play was still around, and I bought it. But Shorty The Pimp, freaking case came loose. Shorty The Pimp is one of my favorite Too Short albums, mainly because I think it was the beginning of a new era for Short. This was the first record where Too Short really started to implement live instrumentation into his sound. You know what I'm saying? He was already a pioneer of the Bay Area sound, which was known as mob music from his earlier records. You know, heavy, deep 808 basses, you know, real kind of funky beats that you could ride to. He was already a pioneer of that, along with artists like Mac Dre, you know, E40, of course. Him and E40 started around the same time, and other local Bay Area artists from that period. But I think Too Short really helped to define the Oakland sound, because a lot of Oakland artists, they use a lot of live, especially rap artists, use a lot of live instrumentation in their sound. And I think Short really, with this album, really started to put that out there. You know, this was the first album that really introduced the Dangerous Crew band, which included Shorty B on bass, who was a member of Parliament Funkadelic. He had another musician named Pee Wee, who I think was a pianist, keyboardist, or whatever. And of course, Ant Banks. This is when Ant Banks really came into the fold, and so many other artists. You know, so many other musicians behind the music on this record. And also, I think it's a fun fact to know that Too Short, I think he might have played drums on a few of these songs, because a lot of people don't know, but Short is an accomplished drummer as well, and he can also play keyboards. So he's an accomplished musician as well. But this album is just one of my favorites, man, and I decided to pick out a few highlights that really stuck out. One of the highlights would be the intro, which is a sample of a song by, I can't think of the name of the band, but the intro was a sample from this band. It's from a movie that was called Shorty The Pimp. That's where the title gets its name from. This movie called Shorty the Pimp was supposed to come out like back in the 1970s, early 1970s during the black exploitation era. But for some odd reason, that movie didn't really see the light of day, or if it did, it was very brief. But that's where that intro comes from. It's sampled from the band who played the music in the film and who also did the soundtrack. Then it goes into the second track, which is In the Trunk. In the Trunk was one of the singles from the album. Now, again, the 808 kicks in, those live drums, that live bass comes in, and Short just comes on the track ripping. This song is basically it's sort of like a battle rap song for Too Short, which is something that I think was kind of brand new for Short in some aspects, because you don't really look at Too Short as a battle rapper. But he's spitting pretty much like MC rhymes, and this song is basically like him responding back to his critics. You know, people saying that he can't sell records in the East and stuff like that, and he's like, man, so what? I'm still a platinum artist. I'm still getting money from hip-hop, and I got plenty of fans out there that still love me. So he's pretty much responding back to his critics or detractors, people who are hating on him. And he's even going at a lot of other artists too, that they try to come off as super lyrical and use big words, and they can't really stay on the beat. And he also talks about biters, other artists who are coming up and they're biting other artists' styles to try to make a name for themselves. He goes at a lot of different types of critics, which I think was a great intro that really sets the tone for this record. Now, another highlight for me would be track number 5, which is I Want to Be Free. That's the truth. Actually, I think it's track number 6. I'm sorry about that. I think it's track number 6. I Want to Be Free is also another one of the singles for this album. From this album, excuse me. Now, I Want to Be Free is probably one of my favorite Too Short songs. Now, if you want a great example of how the live instrumentation is implemented into Too Short sound on this record, you look no further than I Want to Be Free. Man, the introduction, I love the intro to this song. I love the introduction to this song, man, because it's just a smooth, mellow intro. You get the snare kick, you get the cymbals, and then you get that bass, that brief little kind of like bass solo from Shorty B. And then after that, the beat kicks in, the live drums kick in, and Too Short just comes on the track just smooth and real cool and just starts kicking it. He kicks it with, you think Oakland, California is a city of punks. It only takes a second to pop the trunk. And just like that, you know it's real. You're in the right damn town to get killed. I mean, I hate to get so excited about this, man, but I just really dig this song. And it's one of my favorites. Excuse me, my cat's moving around. But anyway, it's just one of my favorite songs from this record, man. And how Short just comes in on the track so cool and smooth, and he just starts dropping like real shit. You know what I'm saying? Kicking knowledge. You know, the whole thing about this song is about police brutality or police harassment. Short goes through this song telling these stories and these scenarios about how he's had to deal with harassment by the police. He's a rap star with money, living in his hometown of Oakland, and the police, the Oakland PD, they're harassing him because he's driving around in a Mercedes Benz. He's got money. They think he's black. They think he's selling drugs, and he's making money for rap. There's even a rhyme in one of the verses where he says they pulled him over and they ask him, where's the gun, where's the coat. I told him I'm rapping. No, I'm sorry, I messed that up. He said they ask him where's the gun and where's the coat, and they even tell him. He tells them, I told them I'm rapping. They laugh like I told a joke. Until this day, they think I'm selling dope. You know what I'm saying? It's really. I might have messed that up. I might have got that mixed up there, but still, it's one of the illest verses and one of the illest songs and most serious songs that I think Short has done in his career. But definitely a highlight, man. It's a timeless song because it's something that we're dealing with now today, which, you know, you all watch the news and see what's going on out there. Another standout for me is track number 8 or track number 9. The track listing is kind of different on the back of the CD than it is on the actual CD, but The track known as It Don't Stop. Another track that implements a lot of live instrumentation as well. Just another, I put this track in the same vein as In the Trunk, with more of like MC rhymes. Short is just spitting rhymes, and I think this track is more of another ode to Oakland, where he's telling people like, yo, Oakland's got plenty of talent, man. We got MCs in MCs in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Musicians and singers. Shorty B with his magical fingers. You know what I'm saying? He's just talking about all the talent that's coming from the city of Oakland. So he's really representing Oakland, which is something Short has continued to do to this day. Track number 10, So You Want to Be a Gangster. Now, this track was, I think this song was a single. I don't think there was a video shot for it though. But most of you guys out there are familiar with this song from the movie Juice. That scene where Tupac is walking down the block and he has his first encounter with Rodman and his crew. That's the song that's playing in the background. Now, when I first heard that song on Juice, man, of course I didn't know what it was when I first saw Juice back in the day when it came out. But when I got older and I heard that song and I was watching Juice, I feel like that song was ahead of its time because of the beat. I kind of felt like the beat kind of had like a southern hip-hop influence to it. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's maybe just the Bay Area style that's known in the Bay Area. But to me, that beat, the way that beat is played, to me it's just ahead of its time. I think it's something that could come out easily today. Or maybe, I don't know. I just think that beat was ahead of its time. Another song where Short kicks some knowledge is like he's trying to get to a young and up and coming gangster who's out there putting in work, making a name for himself. And Short's trying to get to this dude, not necessarily preach to him, but he's telling him like, okay, you keep living this life, it's only going to lead to more turmoil. It's going to lead to you into either being dead or in jail. Now, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about another song that I overlooked accidentally, and that's track number 4 called No Love from Oakland. Another song where he's in some aspects representing Oakland, the city of Oakland, but he's also kicking a bit of social commentary about the guns, the drugs, and the violence, all the chaos and things that's taking place in this city. You know what I'm saying? And what I've got from this track is that he's telling people about, listen, man. He's telling people like, you can tell me all you want to about how your city is going through it, but listen, Oakland is having it just as bad. So you get no love from Oakland, man, because we going through the same things your city or your neighborhood is going through, and to add on to that, it may be even worse. Another track, Something to Ride To, which is like the ending, the outro track. It's a posse cut featuring Ant Bangs, Pooh Man, Masani, aka Goldie, members of the Dangerous Crew. Just a funky bass heavy track, which the title is self-explanatory. It's something to ride to. You know what I'm saying? And the album ends with a extra dangerous thanks, which is just a shout outs track. He's shouting out different people that contributed to the album and people that he's cool with, other artists, so to speak, which the instrumentation on that track, let alone, is really dope. And a matter of fact, I think Too Short produced that track himself, man. But yo, Shorty the Pimp, man, is awesome. And of course you got track number 2, Ain't Nothing But a Dog, which is the trademark pimping, sexually explicit tracks or songs that Short is known for in his career, as well as track number 3, Hoes. But Hoes is probably another track that I favor because he's really just kicking. It's a funny track, man. It's a funny track. You have to listen to it. I don't want to really spit none of the lyrics over here, but you have to go check out that song called Hoes. It's really funny. It's a really funny track. He's also kicking tips and knowledge on the pimp game and stuff of that nature, but it's also a funny track as well. He kicks some pretty funny rhymes. Some people in this day and age, a lot of people will consider that song to be very misogynist or whatever, but who cares, man? This is 90s hip-hop right here. So politically incorrectness was the formula back then. So if you're one of those, I don't know, SJW type people, whatever, that might be a track you want to steer away from. But again, it's 90s hip-hop, so that was the norm back then. But all in all, man, Shorty the Pimp is a classic hip hop record. Short got he earned another platinum record with this album, man, and it's definitely one of my favorites, man. Let alone the cover. I think the cover art is one of the dopest covers in hip hop, in my opinion. But Shorty the Pimp is just an awesome record. Came out in 1992 on Jive Records. Yeah, there was a time in music where Jive catered towards hip hop artists, man. But definitely, man, if you're somebody that's not really that familiar with Too Short, or you want to check out some of his back catalog from his older or early years, man, Shorty the Pimp is definitely a good start if you want, man. And like I said, it was the beginning of a new era for Short, man, because this is where he really started to implement that live instrumentation in his sound. The Dangerous Crew and the Roots, back in the 90s, they were like the only two hip-hop bands that were really noticeable in the genre at that time. Well, let me take that back. You had Stetsasonic. You had Stetsasonic too. Stetsasonic was like the first one. But I think by the time the Roots came out and Too Short did Shorty the Pimp, Stetsasonic had broken up. They had disbanded. But those are the three most well-known hip-hop bands in hip-hop. Stetsasonic, the Dangerous Crew, and the Roots. And the Dangerous Crew, man, they did a great representation of that Oakland sound. Oakland sound is known for its funk and jazz scene, and it's all implemented in here, man. I mean, it's just great music. So definitely check out Shorty the Pimp if you haven't. If you haven't checked out Shorty the Pimp, you're sleeping on the classic hip hop record. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Digging Through the Stacks. I hope you guys look forward to more videos, because I definitely will be digging through those stacks, trying to find out more artists, genres of music that I can talk about today, man. And I really enjoyed doing this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And like I said, if you're watching this video and you're not a subscriber, hey, hit the subscribe button, like the video, man. I surely would appreciate it. And as always, love, peace, and music, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. Peace out.